What's up, folks? Today I'm going to be reviewing the game Marvel Dice Throne. Now in this game you're going to be picking one of a few Marvel characters to play, and you're going to have dice and cards available, and what you're going to be trying to do is you're going to be trying to knock out everybody else and be the last person standing. So let's check it out. Okay, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and show you the Black Panthers card. What I'm mainly going to be doing is just showing you what you do on your turn. Now, it looks complicated, but it really isn't. Now, some of the different characters in this game are going to have more complex rules, but they're all going to have the same type of a turn order. The Black Panther is an easier character to use, so I'm going to just basically be showing you that. To begin with, you're going to be getting one of these little cards, and on the back of it is going to have a rules clarifications thing. So if you ever have any questions, you can just simply go to the back of this card and look it up. What I'm going to be doing right now is I'm going to be laying down some tokens on this character. Right here it says this is a positive status effect. You'll have positives and negatives. Negatives are mainly going to be affecting your opponents. This has a stack limit of 8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 8 tokens on here, like so. Also, the Black Panther has a Vibranium Suit, and I'm going to go ahead and place this here. And on each of these is going to tell you what you are going to do. So for this, it says for every 2 kinetic energy you get, increase damage from your attacks by 1. And what this simply means is if you have access to an effect, you're going to simply put it on your character like this. The Vibranium Suit works the same way. If you end up having this suit on your character, you will be able to go ahead and prevent 3 incoming damage with it. Also, each character is going to be receiving 50 health, and the object of the game is to get your opponents down to 0. Right over here you've got dice, and if you've ever played Yahtzee, the gameplay is kind of similar to that in this area. You're going to basically be rolling all of your dice, and you've got these different combinations that you're going to be able to try to get to in order to help attack your opponent. For example, if you end up rolling 3 of these claws, you'll be able to deal 4 damage, 4 is deal 5, and so on. They also have what is called Undefensible Damage, and Black Panther happens to have something like this. This means that the opponent is not going to be able to defend against it. Here's another one that says gain 3 of Vibranium Suit and 3 kinetic energy if you roll these. Now right over here, this is a passive effect, and you're going to be using this throughout the game. This one says whenever damage is successfully dealt to you, gains kinetic energy. So what that would mean, if somebody hit me with something and I took it, I would gain an energy like that. Now you also can roll small straights and large straights. If you end up doing that, you're going to gain this and this. And then you'll have these different combinations as well. The big combination is going to be getting a 5 of a kind for this particular character. You'll get all this if you are able to do that. Each character is also going to have a way to defend themselves against an attack. For Black Panther, he's going to roll 3 defense die, and for every one of these claw symbols he gets, he's going to deal 1 damage to the player. So here's a look at the Black Panther's dice. You'll note that there is a number and a symbol on there. You're going to be using the number in order to try to get the straights, and then the symbols in order to try to get these different symbols and match them up. So on top of this, you're also going to be getting a bunch of cards that you're going to be using as well. There are now 3 different types of cards in this game, and I'll go ahead and show you what they are. Right over here, this is a main phase card, and I'll talk about the phases here in a little bit, but this has a cost of 1 CP. Every player is going to be receiving one of these little counters over here, and you're going to start at 2. If you end up, this works as money, so in order for me to play this card, I'm going to have to spend 1 CP, so I would just go ahead and bring this down to 1. We also have cards that are instant cards. This particular one costs 2, and this one gives you, like it says, remove a status effect from token from a chosen player. So you can play these cards at any time. This is an upgrade card. All of these spaces are going to have an upgrade. We have a heart-shaped herb here. This one says gain Vibranium Suit and 3 kinetic energy. If you pay this cost over here, you can go ahead and place this down like so. This is going to go ahead and upgrade the effect, so you'll be able to get more stuff. And then finally, you're going to have cards that you're going to be using during the dice rolls. For this particular one, if a chosen player is trying to hit you with damage, you'll be able to prevent the damage by playing this card. So each of these cards are going to have a cost and then a time during the phase where you will be able to play it. So in the very beginning, everybody's going to go ahead and draw 4 cards. I've gone ahead and drawn my 4 over here. So we'll go ahead and go over the turn order. First thing is the upkeep phase, and this is mainly going to be with your status effects over here. If I happen to have, say, a Vibranium Suit on my character, by the time my character started, I would be able to go ahead and prevent 3 damage with it. So that would be an example. This also would be an example. If I had 2 kinetic energy on him, this would go ahead and increase my attacks by 1. So that's the first thing that you're going to go ahead and do. The income phase is pretty simple. What you're going to do is you're going to just simply draw a card, and then you're going to go ahead and increase your combat power. So I'm going to go from 2 to 3. Up next is the main phase, and this is where you're going to be able to play your main phase cards like this. So in order to do that, you can play your ability upgrades, your main phase cards, and you can also sell cards if you want to. To sell card, you would just simply go ahead and discard it, and then you would gain 1 CP per card that you sell. So in order to play a card, all you would do, let's just say I wanted to play this triple threat here. This is a upgrade. I would just simply go ahead and pay the cost like so, and then I would put this card right over here like this. Now I can play more cards if I have the cost to do it. So I'm looking at my cards here. Here's one that says change the value of any one die, change the value of your die to 6. So I might save this for later, but right now I don't really have much. All right, next up is the offensive roll phase. So this is where you're going to be rolling your dice, trying to get these things to help you with your attack. So I'm going to go ahead and roll, and let's say I've rolled 3 claws. What you're going to do is you're just going to set some dice aside, and you'll get 3 rolls to do so. I've got 4 claws. That's good. I'll stick with that. I've got 5 claws. With the 5 claws, this is going to allow me to deal 6 damage to somebody. So what I'll do is I'll pick a character and say, okay, I'm going to deal 6 damage to you. So that character is going to go ahead and look at their defense and see if they can do anything. Now, they may have cards that they can play to cancel out the things. They may have a card that can change the die roll. They have a lot of different cards that you can use to play defense. With this particular one, my Panther, let's just say somebody was trying to attack me, I would roll 3 dice, and I would go ahead and deal 3 damage to that character. And again, if they have an instant card, they can try to block some of it. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to do the main phase again. You'll play ability upgrade, some more cards. You'll sell cards if you want to. And then you're going to go ahead and discard. If you have more than 6 cards in your hand, you're going to go ahead and sell all the cards that are beyond 6, and you'll get 1 CP for each. Then it's going to go on to the next player. And these games also come in these really nice little packets over here. Each, when you fold the board up, I'll just go ahead and fold it up and show you. You'll have this here on the front, and you can just place it on here like this and place all the parts underneath it. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, guys, that is a look at Marvel Dice Throne with the Black Panther. Marvel is a franchise that you can make unlimited expansions for, especially if you're dealing with the Avengers. Such a popular franchise. You could definitely do some expansions with those. Now, I absolutely love this game. I love the cards. I love the dice. I love how they intermingle the two things together in order to help you attack and defend. They give you a lot of different choices as far as rolling the dice. If you want to try to go for a large straight, a small straight, or the different combinations, you may get them, you may not get them. So you may have to kind of adjust your strategy. The artwork is great. I love the artwork of the cards and on the boards. They're all really well. And the cool thing about it too is on the back of the box, they'll kind of give you a complexity meter on the characters. Like Black Panther was very simple. I think it was like a 2. Whereas if you have Doctor Strange, his is a lot higher, maybe about a 6 or so. And when you look at the boards, you can kind of tell why, because there's just a little bit more going on with each of the characters, and you can do more, but it's also a little bit more complex. But you can build yourself up to that. So I really do like this game a lot. I think it's a fun game, and surprisingly for me, it was not that difficult to learn. I thought when I first saw it, it's like, oh my gosh, there's so much here. But once you start to read the instructions and just kind of take it all in, it makes sense. And I really like that a lot. Now, this is just me, and probably not just me, but one thing I noticed is that they didn't have Captain America or Iron Man or the Hulk in any of the variants, and that kind of surprised me. Now, my understanding is that they have retired those characters for sure, Captain America and Iron Man, and they're basically building on the future of the franchise. But man, to me, I mean, Captain America and Iron Man, they basically were the lead characters in all of the Avengers movies, you know. So I would imagine that if you put Captain America and Iron Man in there, even if they're retired, you would have a lot of people buying them because they're Captain America and Iron Man, you know. So hopefully, I hope that they do that. If they don't, it's still a fantastic game. But just my thoughts on it at least. Anyway, guys, I'll talk to you later. Keep on gaming. Have a great day.